Hello, Neurokino production cast and fans. This is Trent. I am calling, I'm videoing because I can't be there, but this is a movie I picked out. It was in my grandma and granddad's collection whenever my cousins lived in Texas. So, I hope you enjoyed the review. I don't think this movie's gonna be good.
Hello and welcome to the fourth, I believe, episode of Cartoon Catastrophes, the show where we talk about the absolute worst the animation medium has to offer. My name is John Carl Barth. I am the founder of Neurokino Productions.
And I am Shane Snarky McCarthy, and while my channel is on hiatus, currently these collaborations have kept me active in the YouTube scene in some way, shape, or form.
Also, hello Trent, this movie was your pick. I'm sorry you couldn't be here. But am I really, though? Like, you kind of dodged a bullet. Anyway. So we watched Don Quixote.
To the bitter end! You know my destiny! And mine! Don Quixote.
Get it? Don Quixote? Ha, ha, ha. Because it's like Don Quixote, but like with a donkey. You get it? It's a play on words. Never mind, it's far too sophisticated for you.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
Yeah, so this is much like the first movie we reviewed for this show, that Goldilocks thing. This is yet another Shrek knockoff from the 2000s. A foreign one this time, from, fittingly enough, Spain, the country of origin of the Don Quixote story. And when I say it's a Shrek knockoff, it's not just because, like, oh, it's a classic story, but with pop culture references and adult humor and blah, blah, blah. No, it makes it very, very clear that it's a Shrek knockoff, like, very, like, unambiguously. Like, it acknowledges that fact. Like, near the beginning of the movie, there's a narrator who tells us just basically the opening to the Don Quixote story. And then the donkey interrupts the narrator and goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, I don't think so, buddy."
Although he didn't actually know her, he'd been in love from afar, and so was inspired to create the damsel of his dreams. And although that lady never existed, she would always be for him his Dulcinea. Dulcinea del Toboso.
Not again! I'm fed up with this!
She waited in the Dragon's Keep, in the highest room of the tallest tower, for her true love and true love's first kiss. Yeah, like that's ever gonna happen. What a load
And at one point says, like, "I'm not that donkey who is friends with that green ogre."
Hold it right there! The only talking donkey I know is a friend of mine who hangs out with some green ogre.
And also, according to IMDb, the tagline for this movie was, "From the producers who watched Shrek." Which is funnier than anything in the actual movie. But yeah, point is, not only is this a Shrek knockoff, it's like unapologetically a Shrek knockoff. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, self-awareness sometimes is admirable, but, like, also it doesn't automatically make the thing you're doing okay.
And it also comes off kind of arrogant.
So I am only vaguely familiar with the story of Don Quixote, so I can't I can't really judge this as an adaptation. I can't believe I just said that out loud.
Ditto. The only thing that comes to mind I think of Don Quixote is, of course, the insane history of Terry Gilliam's attempt at adapting the story or reimagining it. I mean, the film eventually came out, The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, but there was also, of course, that first attempt that failed back in the 2000s that eventually became the documentary Lost in La Mancha.
And I guess, like, based on the little bit that I do know about it, I guess it, like, on paper at least, might lend itself well to a movie like this, because it is a story that is inherently kind of humorous and ridiculous. Like, it is just a guy who is, like, a pretentious idiot who thinks he's a knight errant but is actually just some average Joe. And, like, if the movie is to be believed, I don't know if this is exactly like the original novel at all, or is it a novel? I don't know. I don't even know what format it is. But if it's anything like the original story, he, like, pines after this woman named Dulcinea.
He suddenly recalled a farm girl from a nearby village. Although he didn't actually know her, he'd been in love from afar, and so was inspired to create the damsel of his dreams. And although that lady never existed, she would always be for him his Dulcinea.
Who he has never seen, never heard anybody talk about, just sort of, like, imagined and also, like, believes she exists. Which, I mean, we kind of made fun of it while we were watching the movie, but, like, if that is in the original story, then I imagine it was the ridiculousness of it is probably the joke. Point is, theoretically, again, giving this the biggest benefit of the doubt possible, this might have ended up as a decent movie in different hands. But unlike Goldilocks, which is a cheap direct-to-video knockoff of Shrek, this is the other kind, which is the foreign knockoff of Shrek. It has all the hallmarks, like animation that's just a very obvious, like, cheaper looking version of the DreamWorks style that's almost there, but something about it is just a little bit off. And very hit and miss dubbing that sometimes matches the lip movements because the Spanish happens to be close to the English, but not always.
It stinks of donkey around here.
So where do you think you're going, donkey?
Surprisingly, they didn't manage to get any celebrity voices to try and sell the movie. Like you said, you did not recognize...
Or at least American, or at least in the English side of things. Maybe there were some in regards to Spain, or Spanish ones that we don't know about.
But, like, the dubbing cast, even, like, Monster Family, previous episode, like, that had some names in it, which we talked about in the episode. Still can't believe Emily fucking Watson was the lead. That's just blows my mind. I know that Nick Frost plays Frankenstein monster character, and
Catherine Tate plays Baba Yaga.
Freaking Emily Watson voices the protagonist,
the mother.
That fucking flabbergasted me, because she's in, like, not just real movies, but, like, real movies. Like, she's in fucking Breaking the Waves, and, like...
She was in the miniseries Chernobyl.
Yeah, she's in, like, actually really good shit most of the time. Like, she's an actress I actually really like.
She was also in Monster Family.
And she was also in fucking Monster Family.
Thank God for Hamnet.
Yeah, I was gonna... Dude, I literally... I gave Hamnet a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It is that fucking good. And Emily Watson has a very prominent role in it. And the whole time I'm watching it, like... Why were you in fucking Monster Family? That is... Anyway, as one might expect, based on the name, the movie is about Don Quixote's donkey. Or I guess technically it's Sancho's donkey. And Sancho is like his squire or whatever. Or at least he thinks he is, because he thinks he's a knight. It isn't like Shrek, where, like, animals can talk to humans. It's the other kind of talking animal animated film, where the animals can talk to each other and can understand the humans, but the humans can't understand them. Which is a trope that kind of bothers me a little bit. Like, I'm not really sure why that would be the case. And, strangely enough, the movie actually points it out. Like, they actually... a couple different times they, like, have the characters go, like, why can we understand you, but how come you can't understand us? That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Why don't humans understand what we say? They can't be too intelligent, can they? After all, we understand everything they say.
It's all for the best, Lucia.
And it's like, okay, this is the first piece of media I've seen ever acknowledge that trope and how weird it is when you think about it. But, like, they don't do anything other than kind of just acknowledge it. Like, it's what I was saying before. Self-awareness does not make it okay.
And the closest thing I've seen to them actually taking advantage of that joke was in the movie Space Chimps. But at the same time that the humans can't understand the chimps, the alien species can. So...
Yeah, I forgot about... Embarrassing, but I saw Space Chimps at the theater. I was 10.
I don't know if I saw it in theaters, but I actually like saw it like in a hotel, like back when you could actually rent movies in a hotel, like from their specific service. And then for some reason I got on DVD and obsessed over it, but then I eventually got my head out of my ass.
You know your movie's bad when we're talking about how Space Chimps did it better.
But still found a way to screw it up.
Better, yeah.
Only better by comparison.
Yeah. Who's the guy? This guy who looks like Syndrome mixed with Dracula from Monster Family. I don't remember his name or his role, but like for some reason he sends Don Quixote and Sancho and the horse. Oh yeah, the horse is also a major character. And the donkey out to, I guess, find Dulcinea in Barcelona or something.
Before the full moon.
I, Knight of the Crescent Moon, having learned of the adventures of the knight-errant Don Quixote, do challenge him to a duel in Barcelona this full moon. If I should win, Quixote will hand over his arms and renounce Dulcinea forever. But if Quixote be the winner, I promise to reveal the true identity of Dulcinea.
They actually come across a town with a tourist attraction that's supposedly of Dulcinea, this woman that Quixote's seeking. It's revealed to the audience that it is a cardboard cutout, but said cardboard cutout is then like tracked away from it while he's talking to it, and they decide to go after it, and with it they eventually come across a woman that looks like Marie Antoinette, attacked by a lion. Eventually after saving them, and after bonding off screen, we'll get to that bizarre creative choice in a minute, they come across that fake castle.
Well, it's bizarre because it's a real castle with a fake front. I don't know what the joke is supposed to be, really.
All I can think is like it's some weird like all those fancy castles you see like in the Disney logo or in Disney films, but that's the best guess I can go for. So that's like the most subtle joke you can do, or in case of being too subtle.
Anyway, but yeah, there's this woman there who, like, pretends to be Dulcinea, and is like a gold digger, and thinks that Don Quixote is rich, and wants to marry him, literally for that reason only.
She's also a Valley Girl stereotype with a Princess Leia haircut.
Yeah.
Release me, you say? The macho man hasn't been born who can get the better of me.
So that doesn't go well, and then there's a big third act sad moment where, like, oh, we blew it. And then there's like a pep talk, and they're like, you know what? We can do this after all. Let's head on to Barcelona. There's a jousting tournament. There's a whole sequence where, like, not only does Don Quixote go through a character arc, meaning he just, like, randomly changes personalities in the third act, but the donkey does too, because he's not taken seriously, because he's just a donkey, not a real steed. But then he participates in the jousting match, and he's all brave and stuff now. Okay. So, here's the most insane thing about this movie, is there's an ending plot twist. So, basically, Dulcinea exists, and she orchestrated the whole movie.
I'm mad about Dulcinea, but she deserves the best and bravest of knights. I must renounce my love.
You are the winner, the best among knights.
For I am Dulcinea.
Then she takes off her helmet and is like, surprise, bitches, I'm Dulcinea. And then they're like, cool. And they make out, even though they've literally just met, and they get married. And the fact that they knew each other existed somehow, even though...
Also, there's just this random, like, magical element in this film as well regarding a piece of armor that supposedly has a former knight's soul in it. And the way it's freed is literally it gets stabbed. Mm-hmm. And then it's dragged to hell.
Yeah, and that's like the only supernatural elements in the whole movie, and it comes up just kind of every now and then when the plot needs it to. Oh yeah, and then when we actually see this supposed deceased knight that's possessing the armor, it's a completely different animation style from everything else. It does look better, don't get me wrong. Like, it does look better than the rest of the movie, but it also looks way different.
It's 2D
it's
animation.
It's in 2D, like... It almost looks like 90s, like, Disney Renaissance animation. It's really weird. We should probably also talk about the adult humor, which, like, it is somewhat to be expected of a Shrek knockoff type movie, but it's like, they took it further than you'd expect.
Here's the thing. They hold back in regards to toilet humor, but they really overindulge in the sex jokes.
Yeah.
And this one's just another invention.
Try inventing these, buster! This is a real woman!
There's a part where there's a horse that cross-dresses, and, well, I guess not dresses, because no clothes, but, like, you know, puts on makeup and looks all feminine, but then we go behind and we're like, wait, huh? It's a dude?
You're such a seducer.
What the?
Well, when you know best like I know best.
Also, the most absurd one of all that really got us is during the jousting tournament, they actually show like some of these animals just like cheering in the background for the donkey, and 2 of them are hens with very pronounced female breasts.
Yeah, we were joking during the movie, like, usually we make bestiality jokes, but this time the movie's doing it for us. Oh yeah, this had an $18 million budget, by the way, at least according to IMDb, which is insane.
I mean, it was the 2000s, but seriously, it looks this bad. Especially when it comes to, like, whenever they try to do reflections. Like, there's, like, it just, their faces and even certain surfaces that are supposed to be, like, metal look very plasticine. It's very distracting, but unsurprising for, again, we're looking at extremely low-tier animation. It's not, like, the most untextured thing imaginable, but it still doesn't look good, obviously. And, of course, the character designs range from, like, lame to almost uncanny in some ways, especially considering the character designs. One thing you said is actually, like, there are times where this film, kind of like almost like a similar way to Goldilocks and Three Bears Show, it's almost clever in some regards with some of its ideas or jokes. Especially one involving, like, when the characters are traveling, they actually stop by a series of, like, wind turbine towers.
Yeah, like, it's like, at first we see, like, you know, just a shot of a windmill, like, is stereotypically associated with Don Quixote, and then we zoom out, and it turns out it's a bunch of, like, windmills that are made to look like modern wind turbines, and I'm like, okay, that's almost funny. One part that did actually get an intentional, like, unironic chuckle out of me is when it's the night of the full moon, the night of the tournament, and the moon just, like, turns full by going, like, it wasn't, like, a huge belly laugh or anything, but I don't know, I just found that made me chuckle for whatever reason.
And the most baffling part, too, when they stop at that first town, it turns out somehow the Don Quixote story exists in-universe.
Yeah.
Or buy here your own copy of Don Quixote.
I think that, like, it's supposed to be that, like, Don Quixote is a legend and a mythical figure in this universe. There's a whole running gag throughout the movie where there are other people claiming to be Don Quixote.
10 euro crowns.
But I am Don Quixote.
Of course you are. They all are.
That could have been the case, but it's not at all made clear.
And it also, again, even by this movie's admittedly kind of absurd logic, like, that doesn't really make much sense, because isn't the whole point that Don Quixote is, like, a poser? Like, he wouldn't have a legend, like, he wouldn't have a reputation, like, nobody would want to be him. Unless I'm completely wrong and I'm completely misreading the story, or the little bit of the story that I know, I should say. If anybody knows this book better than us, like, feel free to correct us, because we could be completely out of our minds right now. But,
this is what happens when you watch garbage.
You want to do scores? Because, like, I would like to try and explain whether or not I think somewhat complex thoughts on whether or not I think this movie really is so bad it's good.
Alright.
Because I think this one's kind of an interesting case.
You go first.
Alright, so objective score.
For me, genuine score, I give it a 2. I was really just, a lot of times when the jokes just weren't being lame or having lackluster or slapstick in I was just kind of bored.
Yeah.
And for ironic score, I'd probably maybe give it like for now I'll just give it a 6. For me, maybe it could have been I feel like there could have obviously been a lot more standout ironic moments, but I feel like what I got, at least especially the ending, just kind of I think helped lift it up a bit.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of the ending did a lot of the heavy lifting for me as far as ironic enjoyment goes. Okay. I think that's probably about it for today. Thank you all for watching, and I still haven't thought of a ending catchphrase for this one. Keep on catastrophizing about cartoons, I guess. I don't know.
See ya, guys.